number of years ago, my husband and I were driving across the prairies at nighttime on our way home from our Christmas holidays. After being on the road for around 9 hours, I was taking my turn in the driver's seat while my husband was fast asleep beside me. And that's when it happened. Right in front of me, in the middle of the highway, stood 3 enormous beasts. I don't know if they were deer or elk or moose, but they were huge and they weren't moving. And I panicked. I slammed on the brakes, I screamed, and I cranked the steering wheel to avoid the animals hurling us into this wild tailspin. And we went slipping and sliding across the snowy ditch until eventually we came up on the other side of the highway and thankfully glided to a stop on the shoulder. In that moment, I was immobilized by terror. My brain shut down, I lost control, and I did the opposite of what you're supposed to do in that situation. And that's exactly what fear does to us, isn't it? It wreaks havoc in our lives and it stops us in our tracks. We slam on the brakes, we spin out of control, and instead of advancing toward our goals, we end up facing the opposite direction on a road we don't even want to be on. Fear can be a real menace. Now, there's a story in the Bible of 2 women who also found themselves in a scary situation. It was on the morning of the 3rd day after Jesus had been crucified, and 2 women, both named Mary, were on their way to his tomb. And suddenly there was this massive earthquake, and there before the women was an angel shining like lightning. He was so terrifying that the guards at Jesus' tomb passed out from fear. But you want to know what the angel told the women? He basically said to them, do not be afraid. I know you're looking for Jesus, but he isn't here. He's alive. And he told them then to go and tell Jesus' disciples this good news. Now, here's what I love about this. The Bible says that the women hurried off from the tomb to do what they were supposed to do. And it says that they were afraid, yet filled with joy. See, fear could have immobilized them, but joy motivated them. And sometimes God will ask us to do big, scary things. Sometimes he'll ask us to follow him into uncharted waters despite our uncertainty and trepidation. And in those moments, fear will threaten to throw us into a tailspin. But we don't have to be immobilized by fear. Instead, like the Marys, we can let the joy of the gospel move us to live out our God-given purpose. So my encouragement to you today is this: don't let fear win over joy. The next time God asks you to follow him into the unknown, don't let fear stop you. Let joy motivate you.